Rattling through this program, Jason, and we're hit VFL, and we're looking at what was a massive weekend last weekend of scores across the eastern part of the nation in the secondary tier competition.
Love to say that there was some several close matches, but that would be wrong. There's a couple in there to talk about that were tight, but really there were some substantial floggings as well that we're going to be talking about in this 22-team VFL competition. That shouldn't be, Flowman. It should not. This should not exist. We should not be talking about this.
We should be talking about it, but there's either two separate comps or the Eastern Australian Football League.
Oh, legitimate. This is nonsense.
It is, but
it's frustrating.
It is. They've got the two W's, Williamstown and Werribee. The scores of round 2, 9-10 to Williamstown, too good for Werribee, 7-11.
There's a tight one, and I've got to say, Werribee should have won this. Williamstown... they jumped them. They was 6-1, I think, at quarter time, and then back come Werribee, but too little, too late.
Was in Port Melbourne, 13-14, beat Sandringham 9-12. Box Hill, 17-10, beat Northern Bullouts 8-8. And Essendon, 12-13, beat Collingwood 6-14. It just feels like Anzac Day does it all over again.
Get used to that, Collingwood fans. It's not going well for you. The Bombers, I like where that club is starting to head, Flowman. Just flagging that.
All right, Casey, 13-18 to Richmond, 5-7. That was a bit of a surprise. Richmond in their reserves. They're coming off the 2019 premiership in this competition. So Richmond AFL reserves not up to the mark. At Frankston 16-8 to North Melbourne 5-9, and Southport 14-25 to beat Aspley 15-5. What about that? They had, 39 scoring shots there to get to 109. A lot of scoring shots, not quite accurate for Southport.
Goal-kicking practice in order, and I'll tell you what, one of the ends down there at Southport, if you get out into the little wine bar just outside, you're right on the 50-metre line. I reckon too many of their players were taking shots from the wine bar rather than actually on the ground. Or maybe that's the problem there at Southport.
Carlton 24-10 beat Brisbane 13-7 in a good win for the Blues there. I think that shows that they're getting some depth back into their senior list. And Gold Coast 14-11 beating Sydney Swans 12-9. Another reflection, I think, of that point that Gold Coast is starting to get some good players pushing for selection at AFL level. It was Footscray 21-9 beating Greater Western Sydney 10-3. Another big win there for the Bulldog clan. And the game that starts round 3 that was already played, Casey 19-17 beating North Melbourne 3-6. Now, Jason, that is a flogging. North Melbourne seriously in trouble, whether it's at AFL level or in the VFL.
Well, look, a big part of what footy clubs do, Flowman, as you know, is off the field, but the main part is on the field. You know what I'm sick of hearing? I'm sick of hearing from North Melbourne, we've got our act together off the field. Nobody cares. Get it together on the field. Yeah. Get your act together on the field and be competitive.
Or go to Tasmania.
Or, pull up stumps, because I think, to be honest, right now they're just they're a laughing stock of a football club.
Collingwood are going to play the Gold Coast in what will be a very good round 3 clash between those clubs. Northern Bullouts get Footscray. That will be a terrific game too. So the Collingwood Gold Coast game is tonight. I think actually it's been played as we speak on the show, and we've got then Werribee taking on Richmond in what will be a really good game, that one too. Sydney get Geelong in another beauty on Saturday. Frankston play Aspley. Williamstown play Port Melbourne. Then on Sunday, Brisbane get Coburg. Essendon play Carlton in an absolute beauty of rivals game, that one. Of course, the two clubs meeting each other in AFL, and then Greater Western Sydney play Southport. Sandringham get Box Hill to round out the round of matches in VFL.
Yep, and I'm going to say it every week when we talk about this. We've just gone through probably 3 or 4 fixtures too many.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think the AFL, in its way in which it views Victorian football, has got this right at all. It simply hasn't worked out that at a local level we have states, and it's working for the Waffle, it's working for the Sandful. There's no need for amalgamation of the Northern Australian football into VFL. I just can't work it out. Why not either have a reserves competition for AFL and be done with it, or have a separate league elsewhere. This is just, to me, stay state-based for local stuff or have a reserves team for AFL.
Makes sense to me, Flowman. I think COVID slowed down their push for a genuine AFL reserves competition because of the extra money that it would have cost. But if that was the case, just hold the status quo for a little while longer.
Yeah. Good point, and point taken here on the Friday Night Sports Show.